and they say, well, what's this energy you're talking about, right? What's this energy? And you also hear the word vibration. Well, what vibration am I vibing at? Well, what Hey guys, Daniel Laxton's here, and today I wanted to talk to you about energy. You know, a lot of times we're talking to different ones and they say, well, what's this energy you're talking about, right? What's this energy? And you also hear the word vibration. Well, what vibration am I vibing at? Well, what do you mean by vibration? What does that mean? So with energy, everything has vibration. Everything's moving. Just like dropping a pebble into a lake, you're going to see the waves move. A wave is an up-down frequency. So this frequency, it's all energy. Electrical energy. Energy is energy. We're all made of energy. So when we talk about energy, I want to talk to you about how energy works. And there's all kinds of different words that you'll hear in different teachings in different ways, but energy basically is how you feel, the mood you're in. You go to the hospital and your friend was sick and you come out of the hospital and they say, how's your friend? You say, he or she was in good spirits. They're in good spirits, right? So that's the energy. You know, if you're in a good mood, you got some good energy going on. You're in a bad mood, you got some bad energy going on, right? But is it really bad energy? Is there such a thing as bad energy? Energy is energy. There's a low vibration, there's a high vibration. Which one do you want to be in? The high vibration is the one you want to be in. It's the one we all want to always be in, right? Because high vibration brings better experiences for you. So let me give you two techniques that you can use now that you understand the principle of energy. And let me also give you an example. So when you're really upset about something, then that is low energy or a low vibration, low frequency. But it's still the energy that you have there. And if you give your energy to that, then you're actually drawing more of that into your experience. It's kind of like there's a guy that's filming your film. So when you're living your life, you're in your own movie. It's your movie and you're creating your movie and you don't know it. But every time you get upset at something, you put energy in it. That sensation where you're like, oh, I just watched the news and I didn't like what they said about this person. Or, oh, they're not being fair to this person. Someone else watching the news is having a different energy response and they get very upset and they say, no, that sensation that you feel that creeps up right inside here, you're like, well, see, as you give those thoughts to that situation, you're adding energy into that. And basically you're telling the guy, your projectionist upstairs, hey, I want another movie just like this, because the projectionist thinks this is what you want. And so it's going to put more and more. That's the reason why these experiences show up in your life over and over and over. And guess what? Even the same people, it's not the exact same person, but that same personality that you're like, oh, I was duped again by this personality. They're just like so-and-so who I had to, get out of my life because my life was just going the wrong direction. And so those are the things that we know, they show up. And I'll give you an example. For me, my wife and I had traveled for almost 20 years, staying in different hotels. And, I would say, oh my goodness, not again. We're going to probably just get another room where there's going to be a baby on the other side of the wall, waking up in the middle of the night and waking us up. And then if I don't get a good night's sleep, I'm not going to be able to remember super quickly. And then so I'm not going to be able to perform as a salesperson as well. Well, guess what? At least 3 years, every hotel room, always a screaming baby in the next room, waking us up. Why? Now, here's the strange thing about the whole situation is it is scientifically impossible. There's not that many people that have kids staying at a hotel. It's really scientifically impossible, but this happened to me over and over and over again. Why was it happening? Because I was adding my energy to the negative thought. So that's what happens. If you keep adding energy and you say, I don't want this, and you feel that sensation is your power. That emotion is energy. And when you direct that energy, you can certainly just bring more and more of that into your reality. It's like a digital, no one knows exactly. Everyone can say, well, I believe reality is 100% this way, or reality is, we're living in a digital world. But any of the ideas that people have, it doesn't matter. You have your own belief system right now. So if you start using some of these techniques, then you're going to become more powerful, because you have to test these things. And then once you test them a few times, then you start to believe, and then you take power, because then you start to control what kind of thoughts you're having. And how do you control those thoughts? See, once you have a thought and you know that every time you think this way and you allow that anger to build up in here, and then that's your energy, you push towards that, then you bring more of that into your life. Well, how do you learn how to control it? So first you have to understand these are your instruments. So basically when you're upset, that is your subconscious mind telling you, hey, we're not aligned here. So it's kind of like if you're listening to music, and remember how if you're a sound person, they have all these knobs to adjust different things, gain and treble, bass, and all these things. Well, your ears are the instrument to hear. You can say, well, that doesn't sound very good. I don't like the way that sounds. So then you reach over and you adjust the sound mechanism, whichever thing needs to be adjusted. Well, we have that built into us. Whenever you're feeling upset about something, well, that's basically a signal to tell you that you're out of alignment. So whatever you're doing, say you just watch the news and you're really upset because of something that was said there. Well, it's not necessarily the news. Whatever you're upset about really isn't what's going on in the world. There's something that needs aligned inside us to bring in a better film strip, make the projectionist up there put a new film on that's going to make you happy. And that's what you want in life, is to be happy. So this is good, that if you can recognize you're upset about something, well, that is an instrument that's letting you know that there's somewhere that needs to be aligned, not in them. Try to change the world that way. We can do it together, right? We can, not one person can change the world for the better, but we can change the world as a team of people thinking positivity. Because reality is no matter what side of the aisle in politics that you sit on, someone's going to be upset and angry, and vibration is going the wrong way, right? So one of the ways to correct some of these things, if you don't like a person, that person keeps showing up, and it's a different person, but it's the same personality, and for some reason that personality is following you around, well, that means that the only way to get rid of that is to forgive that person. When you're watching the news, or if you're watching something that upsets you, maybe you're involved in some sort of program, maybe you donate to a certain foundation and you're just always upset. Well, it's good that we donate. It's good that we contribute time. We should be helping our brothers, our sisters, our cousins, our neighbors, our countrymen. We should all be taking a share in helping. But the thing is if you're upset all the time because you're like, this is not right, and so I'm going to donate towards this, and I'm going to go after these people, that's not beneficial or healthy, and that's not really changing the world. There's people that have been doing this for hundreds of years, and have they got the result they were looking for? No, it's not until you lay down the weapons. It's not until you start forgiving others, even though they may have not figured it out yet. You'll be happy because you forgive that person. You have to love that person, love your enemy, but they're not really your enemy. They're just someone that does things differently, and maybe they're not as educated or as wise as you are on a certain subject. So in a sense, then you have to be the adult. Adults sometimes have to deal with situations where a young person, even if they're an older person, if they're young mentally about something, you have to be the adult to not beat up on that person because they're just a little further behind than you are. So it's best to just forgive. Once you start to forgive people and say, you watch the news and something's going on, this is the hardest one for a lot of people. It's like, oh, you know what? I love the good in them. That yes, there's some bad, but I still love the good. And this is from, if you hear a news advertisement saying this about a person, you can sit there and say, ooh, or you can transmute that sensation into saying that, you know what, but I love this good part about that person. I love that good part. And if you're on the other side of that whole thing, you have to say the same thing. That I love that good person, this part of them, that's good in them. Because all of us have good. All of us. If you're not going to be born a human on this planet unless you have some good in you. So it just depends on the circumstances we grew up with or the timeline we come from. But to be upset and have anger and hate in us, that's a low vibration, and it's just going to bring more of that into our lives. So what kind of vibration do you want? How do you control your energy? What are you going to do when you're upset? Well, that will trigger that. Yeah, if you can head this off right at the beginning, say if you feel that swelling here and you're getting upset about something, and now you can train yourself to say, hang on a second, I need to transmute that energy into something positive. One of the easiest things is to shift your mind. You still have this energy here that you're like, ugh, and you shift and think of maybe your parents, that they may be well. Think, oh, I want my parents to be well. I want my parents to be better. I want my parents to be well. And then that energy that you have right here, you can shift it. Maybe if you want a new car, you can sit there and say, ooh, I can't believe that person said that on the news. Oh, and then you say, oh no, I need a new vehicle for my business, or I need a new house, or whatever. Shift that energy into that, and you start feeling better. Now here's another technique though. If none of that stuff is working for you, this is a guaranteed technique that will work for you. So say you just finished talking, you run into someone at the mall, or someone runs you off the road, or whatever, something crazy, and now you have that negative in you for the next half an hour. Some of us, it may be a day, 2 days. So how do you get rid of that? Well, this is a great one. It goes back to what your parents told you, count your blessings. It's a simple technique. It's a technique of gratitude, right, that people talk about. So this technique is simple. All you do is just start out and just force yourself to do this. I don't want to do this, Daniel. Just do it. Just say, I'm so grateful for this vehicle I have. Oh, but the tire's bad over there. No. I'm so grateful for this vehicle because it's getting me from here to there. I'm so grateful for my mate. I'm so grateful for my kids. I'm so grateful for if you're in school, my friends there. I'm so grateful for the teachers. I'm so grateful for the trees outside. I'm so grateful for the sunlight. I'm so grateful for this sycamore tree behind me. It reminds me when I was a kid. I'm so grateful for the swimming pool behind me. I didn't grow up with a swimming pool. I'm so grateful for my mad dog over here, even though she's not the most perfect dog. But you know what? I'm very grateful for her, and I look at the good qualities that she has. And guess what? The more that I analyze the good qualities that she has, the more grateful I become, because she becomes a better and better dog. We're all growing. Everyone's growing. We're all moving forward. If you go back and talk to someone that you knew in high school that maybe you thought was a terrible person in high school, and then you talk to them now, you're like, holy crap, I thought you're that person back in high school. Well, they were that person, but now in the future, unless they're sitting, maybe they were in a coma for the last several years. People grow, we change, we become better. And if you think of that and you stay hopeful, you hold that vibration, that people are changing, my world is changing, my world's getting better every day, things are getting better. Oh, but I'm upset. Well, what am I grateful for? I'm grateful for this moment in time to be grateful. I'm grateful for that I can go down to the store and grab a bottle of water if I'm thirsty. I'm so grateful for that we still have Netflix. I'm grateful for Netflix. Just do this for about 3 to 5 minutes. Grateful for this, thank you for this. I'm so happy about this. And then your endorphins will start to secrete into your bloodstream, and all that negativity that you absorb from whatever you're watching, which, don't forget, we are creating that. Those things, they exist around us, but it's helping us to find out what's going on here and here, and we got to connect this to where we can get our vibrations and be happy all the time. So use those 2 techniques. Remember that the energy is all around us. I mean, even liquor is called spirits for a reason, right? Because it changes your energy. You drink some alcohol, it relaxes you. So that's why when they say, well, you're in good spirits, or he was in good spirits, and then they call liquor spirits. The reason why we're all this information about energy goes all the way back in time to when time began. And the energy is always there. But when we're kids, we knew about it, and then the older we got, and because of what we went through, family, we go through, it's usually family, church, school, different ones at school tell you, oh, I hate my mother. I don't hate my mother, but kids would say that when I was a kid. But you're brainwashed, or you're trained not to understand, not to feel the energy. But now it's time. If you're watching this video, it's time for you to start feeling the energy, feel into the energy of things. If you're at a football game and your team's winning, you can feel the energy. You close your eyes, you can just feel that awesome energy. If the team's losing, your team, or you can feel that negative energy too. And it's hard to stay happy. But here's the thing is, now that you know about energy, you always knew about energy, it's time to take control of your energy. And so if you're, again, running into a situation where you feel like you can't change it and you're upset, then the quickest secret is to transmute the energy into positivity by look at what you're upset about, what you don't want, and then think of the opposite. What would you really want it to be? And then visualize that is the case. And then add the energy to that. Otherwise, shift and think about something you really want. It doesn't have to be related to what situation you're in. You can think about your car, or you can think about a new house, or you can think about the health of your family. So these are the techniques. Use that energy though, transmute it into positive energy, and then use it for your benefit. If you like this video, if you gain something from it, please click like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment. You can leave a comment too on any videos that you'd like me to make. But I really appreciate your support, and I'll see you in the next video.